So, guys, before we start this one, I must say I feel quite insulted.
I'm actually insulted.
Megan's laughing at me. She's been laughing at me like ever since this video went up. And so in yesterday's video, we posted Megan recorded a TikTok of me, and she put on this like clown face
filter, and people actually think it's James's real face. I can't.
People think that's what I actually look like.
Oh, it's so good.
This is worse than the time people said I was that, what do you call him, Peanut, that English communist fella.
Yes.
I was it's like there's one thing being a communist, but English on top of that, that's too much. But look here, guys, sorry, enough of that. Let's get into the video.
Would Tolkien have been a good DM?
I honestly don't know. I feel like he would have been done with me very quickly.
Very quickly.
Because there's something about Tolkien in a lot of his letters and a lot of his writings. I just imagine he gets bothered very easily. And I don't think I would have been allowed into any of his games. However, he would have also got really upset if you didn't read his backstory. He would have been really annoyed by that. Mm-hmm. He would have given you like the biggest supplements ever, and anytime he introduces a new character, he would have spent half an hour just on exposition alone.
Yeah, that's what makes me think he wouldn't be a good DM. He would be too much of an explainer.
I think he would. He would get
lost in the storytelling rather than letting the players play.
Maybe.
If that makes any sense.
I think he might actually. Yeah.
Let's say if you have a game coming up on Friday, it's like, yeah, no, I'm just working out
he
the storyline for it, and then like the Friday came, no wait, I'm not ready yet, and then it'll be months down the line.
Don't get me wrong, I do think the man's a genius. I do think he would actually he'd probably be one of the best DMs of our time, probably, but he would also have a very different way of doing things than what we do today.
Yes.
And I don't think he would be...
It would more be like a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah, I feel like he would. I feel like he would be like... He would have like scripts almost.
Yeah.
And he would get very annoyed.
Every NPC you run into has an in-depth background.
He would also argue with you to no end about why your character would not act that way in that situation, so therefore the only logical way...
And then he would just not let anybody play and just take over all your characters.
I think he would end up just getting sick of the other people and just be like, you know what, guys, you don't need to show up anymore, and he would just start lighting. He would just light, and he would be happy.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Will we jump into this thread? I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. The reason he wrote novels is because he couldn't stand the thought of playing tabletop role-playing games with C.S. Lewis and hearing the man D-roll on for an hour describing every action his character made. And the man would probably have made his paladin deity be a Jesus analog or something.
Yeah, he would. There's no way he wouldn't have made him Jesus.
Can you imagine putting up with that? Also, Tolkien seemed to be the easily irritable type from a lot of what I can tell. He hated the Beatles and hated Dune. The former for silly reasons for someone who supposedly liked music so much, and the latter for reasons he probably knew were silly and petty, so he refused to elaborate on it.
Well, yeah, he didn't. The only thing we know, I was looking into this not that long ago about Tolkien and Dune, and he only wrote 2 letters talking about it, and he said it in the nicest way possible. He's like, I really detest Dune, but I don't want to, and this was private letters as well, but he said, I really would not want to speak ill of someone, a fellow author.
But it's obvious why it's Tolkien, and it's the religious aspect of it.
See, this is the thing that it gets me with Tolkien. What annoys me, I talk to people all the time, and anytime I bring this type of stuff up, they're like, oh, Tolkien hated allegory, he hated whenever people said, oh, this is just like this. I think he couldn't even see it himself half the time.
Yeah.
I think, like, a lot of the religious overtones...
He's too big brain to realise it.
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
He just wasn't that self-aware. Like, and again, like, I love him,
I find people who are more intelligent are less self-aware.
To a certain extent, yeah. Although, so the biggest...
This isn't, like... a shitpost on Tolkien.
No, it's not.
It's not, but he sometimes, he was too big brain to realise
certain things. I honestly think the whole thing with Dune is, I think it's a religion aspect.
Yeah,
I think it's the Catholic Orange Bible, which I think absolutely turned him, like absolutely. Yeah, that, and also his writing style. Dune is a very different writing style than Tolkien.
Very different.
I get why he wouldn't like Dune, even though Dune is as well a masterpiece. So,
exactly. As an academic and a Christian, he'd have hated every single one of us heathen halfwits. snuffling in a pig muck of popular Emphyria, with naked loathing and total contempt. He'd have been so disgusted by the sight of what his writings had spawned, a bunch of unsolicited imbeciles dressed up in pagan rags, that he would have burned every last page of his notes in penance. Thank God Tolkien died before D&D became popular. It would have been cruel to inflict ourselves on him.
Yeah, I honestly, the thing is, what I love about Tolkien is one of the things, I love the way he uses magic. And I don't know if this is just magic, like older types of magic, but it's so indirect.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Whereas modern magic is like fireball, lightning bolt. But you get exactly what I'm trying to say. Magic is, for instance, like what's Gandalf really like? Bringer of hope.
Yeah.
I would argue it's his ability to lolly people, which is so indirect.
More than the magic.
I suppose, you do see that with bardic inspiration. But, I'm not going to count that. I'm just not. But you get what I'm trying to say. Whereas his way of doing things is it's a lot more subtle than what I think modern fantasy likes to do.
He makes you listen to excessively long descriptions of everything.
That's guaranteed. Fail. He would also get really annoyed with you. What was the one about his child? His child actually pointed something out. It was the door. It was Bilbo's front door. Originally, I think it was green, and then Tolkien changed it by accident. It said it was blue, and then his child pointed out, it's like, hey, you said it was green, and he's like, oh, and I think he took it like really thick, and ever since that point onwards, he's like, no, it must be correct.
Makes you interact with his DM player characters who are better than the party in every way, but won't just solve the problem themselves for some reason.
Honestly, that's not a bad way to do a DM player character though, at the same time.
Gandalf.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Self-inserts as a godlike being with his perfect elf wifey.
Oh, what was his name? Baron and Luthien? I can't remember the names.
Kills off one of his DM PCs, only to bring him back even stronger. Splits the party so you're constantly switching back and forth between which group has focus, while the other sits with their thumbs up their arse.
No, I like someone did a video talking about this, and I really like the idea that instead it was actually the party did break up because people couldn't schedule, but they still wanted to play the same game.
Yeah.
So everyone's playing, but they're on different nights.
Yeah.
But they all interacting to a certain extent.
Ham-fisted message. Industry bad. Am I right, guys?
Well, he's not wrong.
Hell no, he'd be a terrible GM. GMs are field authors because they require very different
You hear this,
Garbo? Honestly, Garper's book's really good.
Yeah, check it out.
Go check it out. GMing is equal or greater parts card wrangling and mechanical knowledge of the game as it is writing ability. Do you think Tolkien would have any patience for someone saying, God, this Tom Bombadil guy is annoying as hell? I leave before he can continue talking.
No, you know who Tom Bombadil is? What do you call him? Macaroni?
Yes!
That's who Tom Bombadil is.
Oh my god, yes!
It's not far off. Okay, he's a bit more of a perverted version.
Well, yeah,
but I can't.
That first line that he said makes you listen to excessively long descriptions of everything. I said this in the beginning, but also, like, yes, he would go into excessive detail, but as a player, would you not sit there and just not play and just listen to him?
Well, it depends. Like, it depends on the style of the game. The problem is, a lot of players do just get bored sometimes, or they're not paying fully attention.
But if that's what I'm saying, most GMs are field authors. But if it was Tolkien telling you this story, and he's such a good storyteller, would you not just sit and listen? I would.
I suppose that's hindsight, though.
I'm going to say maybe that's in hindsight because we know who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're sitting and he's your DM, you're like, would you just shut up and play?
Look, can I go initiative, please? Already?
Already? We're 4 hours in, haven't even rolled.
Look, we're in Fangorn Forest. Can I please just... Look, I think we're sneaking up on this, like, white wizard. I think we should get a sprites round, just saying, guys.
Hey, guys. Do you like models in your tabletop role-playing games? 'Cause we do too. Do you like having big bitty waifus on your table? 'Cause we do too. We got human biddies, we got lizard biddies, we got orc biddies, oni biddies, cat bussies. We've got everything you want at neckbeardia.co.uk.
Check the links down below, it helps us out a lot.
Sorry for interrupting the video, let's get on with the story. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. He would have been a terrible GM. Before you can create your character, you have to listen to a 30-minute history lesson on your species.
Well, to be fair though, like his setting, like it's my setting, guys, and you might know some of it, but I've changed some of it about. Maybe lead up on your Norse mythology, just saying, maybe a bit of Anglo-Saxon.
The player who plays your cousin that lives 11 miles away has an additional 15 minutes of history that J.R.R. Tolkien insists you listen to as well. Very little of it is relevant to character creation or comes up in roleplaying. Every interaction with an NPC takes at least 30 minutes, and only if you're lucky. NPCs will give you a sentence or two about the information you wanted, then the rest of the time is talking about how things used to be 20 years ago.
was Tolkien like back in my day even?
Yeah,
he actually, you know what, now I think about it, he kind of was.
If you asked about a location, that 30 plus minutes is recounting something along the lines of this grey flat stone which is called the Hernhorn is where Glamdrian of the line of
like Megan's bad with words, alright? Just
courted Lothlorbel, whose hair was said to be so beautiful as if spun from moonlight, by giving her a silver bell, which is called Elmthril by the elves. Shut up.
No, just keep going. It's
you
okay,
can't
guys.
even speak.
I know.
Followed by a song about their courtship, a lineage of their descendants, why they finally left the land, and then finally mentioned that orcs had been spotted in the area, which is what you wanted to know in the first place. Extreme railroading. If you try to brave the mountain pass.
Maybe that's what it's... Yes, he did.
Well,
he did. We should go over the mountain pass. No, DM character. No, we shouldn't go over the mountain pass. No, do you want to go over... Do you want to go through Moria? I don't know about that, guys. I haven't prepared for that one yet. It's like, well, okay, no, we really want to go. It's like, are you sure now? Are you sure? That's why the Balrog showed up. He was getting really annoyed with him.
Yes.
He's like, you know what? Get out of this mine. I can't. Just keep going.
If you try to brave the mountain pass, which is the quickest route, and prepare with cold weather gear and even extra firewood, you'll run into a magic blizzard which forces you back the way you came before you all die. And you have to take the more dangerous but historically interesting route the GM NPC suggests.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Gandalf did not want to go through Moria.
No, he didn't.
He really didn't. It was Gimli that wanted to go through Moria. Or am I just misremembering?
If you like loot, too bad, because you'll get little of it. And magic items are few, far between, and very subtle. No +3 long sword of dragon slaying.
No, there definitely is.
Fair,
no, there is a lot of +3 weapons. Like, that's probably the only thing you're going to be getting.
To be fair, in the few situations the magic items are useful, they end up being very useful. 90% of the game is moving through countryside with the PCs being miserable and hungry.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Honestly though, apart the whole, I think you would be very railroady. I think he would
very
be.
Railroady.
But I do think he would put in a lot of effort and he would really try. And I think, like, you know, with a lot of DMs, that's what matters the most. I think you would actually put in so much effort into each game showing up. I think every game, I think you would have, like, battle maps for every location. I think you would have models that would be painted very, like, beautifully for everything. He would just have it all set up perfectly. But he would be handing you out scripts. Before you started,
1,000%.
Like, he would definitely be giving you scripts.
No, he'd be mailing you out scripts. It would get through your door a week in advance.
Yeah, it's like, if you do not remember this, don't show up next week.
I will be quizzing.
Yeah. Maybe that's the English teacher in him.
People keep referring to his writing about being over-descriptive and so on, and although he might drop it in translating to a game format, they do have a point. But the real problem was that the vast majority of his shit was unfinished. C.S. Lewis once challenged him to write some sci-fi story competition between them. He didn't consider Lord of the Rings finished. A lot of his good work is literally in collections called Unfinished Tales. You'll have one session every few months and never finish the campaign. Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that's more descriptive than what I said. Instead of, like, every week you'd be mailing you stuff, it would be... But every game, he would put up a good show for it.
Yeah,
maybe a 1 yearly game.
Yeah.
But he would put in a lot of work, but then again, maybe he would just be sitting talking the entire time.
He'd want to go back and do something different in a previous session. I don't think any of us can make an objective judgment on how well he'd adapt to the game format. Although, he was a reasonably versatile writer, and it doesn't always translate. But even if he turned out to be the best DM in the world, it would pretty much suck, as you'd never finish a campaign if you had your whole life. TLDR, actual skill level unclear, but you'd never get anywhere anyway.
I think I agree with that one, but I'm gonna say he would be amazing though, no matter what.
And even if, like, let's say if it was like a game every 6 months, right? Yeah. Once you come to your game, they'll be like, as soon as you sit down, right, before we start, I want to redo what happened at the end of last session because it doesn't flow.
Yeah. By the way, I just made some corrections there. Yeah. Oh, no, I got it. So, Aragon actually read the supplement before showing up, and he got away with all this, like, really cool gear. Yeah. He was allowed to get all this stuff. Yeah. And Pip and Mary did not read the supplement.
And they had to go to...
They just showed up and said, well, you can be hobbits, alright? That'll do you here, right? Same with Sam. Sam wasn't too sure. He's a new player.
And then in another session, Pippin and Mary didn't read it again, so they had to stay and go into a forest. Yeah. just you go in there.
You know what? You guys can have your own special sessions.
Yes, by yourself.
Yeah.
You make it up.
Don't worry. We'll make it nice for you. We'll have a bit of fun. That's why you
both getting stood in the corner. Like, what happens if the tree stopped? Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, isn't it?
All right. So for this campaign, I've made up a new language. You'll all have to learn it. So half of you need to be rogue halflings. What's a halfling? Oh, it's my homebrew race. Basically, they're British people, except really, really tiny.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it. So, what I really want to ask you guys is, what fantasy author would have made the best DM? And let's actually, it doesn't have to be fantasy. Let's go with, like, sci-fi as well. Who do you think would have made...
George Lucas would have been a good one.
I think George Lucas would have actually made a pretty, really fun... I think he would have actually been one of the best.
It's the first one that came out of my head.
It wouldn't be anything, it wouldn't be groundbreaking, it wouldn't be a master of storytelling, but it would definitely be fun. Yeah, actually, I would agree with that. I think George Lucas would have been able to pull off a fun campaign.
And he'd be able to finish it, I think.
Yeah, he would have. But then again, he would...
Because we all know what authors are like.
Yeah, they would have been... he would have been like that. I'm trying to think who else... Like, so George R. R. Martin, he would have been he's too much into his grindcore, so he would be... And he'd be like, no, guys, that didn't happen during the Battle of the Loses.
And he never finishes anything.
Yeah, he would. No, people would just stop showing up.
Yeah.
People would just stop showing up.
Session 8 was crap.
Yeah, that was... don't even remind me about Session 8 again. That was horrible. What other authors would have made for decent DMs? Or what aspect or what type of DMs would they have been? I'm not sure.
You know what one would be? Terrible.
Who?
And imagine sitting at their table.
Oh, what do you call him? Herbert, the guy that made Scientology. He'd be into Spelljammer.
Oh yeah.
He would be like, you know what? He's actually the one that did create Spelljammer. That's my headcanon now. Was it Herbert or
Hilbert?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. But you know what one would be terrible? Imagine just being at their table.
Who?
What's her face?
Oh,
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. I don't know.
No.
You know the thing is, right?
No, you'd be sitting, you'd be playing something, then she'd turn around to you. By the way, you're gay now.
I think, she would be doing that.
And then halfway, no, you're not gay now.
Sorry, we're gonna cheat.
You're gay now.
Oh my god. So who are you putting in for the running for the greatest fantasy or science fiction author, or just author in general, or director, anyone that's not a DM that has a lot of influence within modern media? Give us who you think. I'm gonna lean on.
I definitely think I'm going to stick with my guns and say George Lucas would make a really fun campaign.
I think George
really
Lucas would have.
Campaign.
I think he would have been, and I think he would have been actually pretty open with a lot of homebrew. It's like, if you show him like your alien lease, be like, we're gonna make it work.
Like, we've all seen the aliens in the Cantana scene.
Yeah, but the other thing is, I think he would definitely be, and a lot of them would be. They would be putting in their own fan fiction. For instance, Tolkien would be copy and pasting directly from Norse mythology quite a bit. George Lucas would be a lot of spaghetti westerns, stuff like that. A lot of Japanese.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I'm up for that, and I like that in games. I think they make for fun adventures.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. You know who would make a great DM, but like
Hey.
if they had the story written for them, who could like act it out and make it really fun.
Hey.
I don't know what you all think about this, but Jack Black, I don't know why. I think he'd be quite fun.
No,
I think it'd be fun.
I don't know. I've gotten tired of Jack Black, so
I think
he's
it'd be fun.
not my taste anymore. I think he would. No, I think he'd be more of a fun player.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He'd be more of a player than anything. I don't think he would be anyone. Well, who would you guys? Okay, let's go for it then. Give me who your ultimate group, your ultimate role playing group.
Authors,
you can put in celebrities,
everyone.
authors. Who's going to be your DM? Who's going to be your players? Oh, you know the worst thing is I know I just wouldn't mesh well with most of these people though. They would all just look at me and be like, "James, out, get out right now." Yeah, I think I would be relegated.
Yeah.
So even in my own fantasies, I'm rejected. Well, anyway, look, I think that's where we're gonna leave you.
Leave it. Let us know down below.
I'm interested in this topic. I would really want to hear more about this, and I think there's a lot to work with here. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions.
So while you're down there, check out the links to the website, the models, subclasses.
Oh, we've got a new model up for sale. I'm just gonna throw him up. He's definitely not based off of a certain character from a grim, dark fantasy universe that is heavily... Okay, his name's the Viking Commander. So you guys can work it out. There's a picture. You guys just work out who it is. Anyway, look, guys, enjoy. See you later.
Bye!